to you and asked about why she doesn't have a father, or why she has two moms or something like that, how did you as a couple approach that subject? Whoever wants to answer.
It was hard. I mean, again, Ellen junior high, she was never questioned it, you know what I mean? And she asked about a father figure, but I mean, I tried to tell her, maybe try to have her go out with her uncle or something, but she wants that dad. But I mean, I was thinking we were giving her all that she needed, and wouldn't be missing that father figure. But when it comes to father-daughter dances, and we can't have a father-daughter dance, and I try to tell the school to be more sensitive with issues like that, and they don't support us in any way. So I don't know I don't know how to address that issue when it comes to things like that.
Awesome. What do you have to say?
It wasn't, like, I agree, it wasn't really a problem until more recently, and I think part of it is that Susan over here went to this really, like, intolerant church, and they're bashing on gays. They're speaking a word of hatred, and now, like, she all of a sudden thinks it's really wrong to be gay, and says really hurtful and terrible things all the time. It's like she's becoming an alien.
Okay. Is it possible before Susan went to this church that she was dealing with some confusion and some pain from being bullied at school? Okay. But you can answer too.
Well, I think I was kind of bullied because, I kind of did have, I did mention that I have two moms, and because I, go to this church, and they teach that, homosexuality is a sin, and that it is against the Bible and against the church, and so I guess I'm really confused because I grew up, in two moms, and then now a friend of mine invited me to church, and so I'm learning this teaching, so it's like I don't know which to believe.
Okay. Were your parents good parents to you?
Yeah, for the most part.
Do you love your parents?
I do.
You like spending time with them, doing things together?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything you'd like to say to them that you felt like you couldn't say to them when it was just you and your parents together?
Well, I guess I just reached to the point where I don't understand, like how two women can, like each other, and because I see other kids in school, they have, all my friends have traditional parents, and I'm the only one that's kind of like an outcast, if you will, because I have two moms. So I guess, that's where my frustration is, because I see other kids in school, and I come home and I don't have a...
But we love you just as much or even more. I don't know why you would feel any different.
Why don't you come to our church? There's a lot of
You grew up in the church.
Parents
We've been
that-
taking you since you were a kid.
there's a lot of children that have parents of the same sex. I mean, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of kids at church, there's a lot of activities, things to do over there, and a lot of kids have two mommies. So why don't you come there?
Because I don't like your church.
But you've been going there since you were small.
Let's not gang up on anything. It's a valid point. Maybe it's just not the right church for her.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's not the right church because look how they're teaching her. You know what I mean? They're turning her into somebody who dislikes her parents.
Okay.
And that church doesn't put food on your plate and clothes on your back.
I don't care.
You better care.
No, I can understand the frustration involved, especially it must feel like Susan's rejecting everything you've raised her to believe and rejecting the faith that you follow. And it's gotta be tough for you not understanding really what's going on or understanding how to process the situation, especially in high school. So I know we've said a lot of negative things. How about we go around and say one positive thing? How about we start with you, Susan? Can you tell me one positive thing about each of your parents?
Well, I mean, I appreciate both of them. I mean, they obviously, I've been with them since I was a baby, and I mean, they do love me and stuff, and I do appreciate them, but, and they've been there for me, so, I mean, I have to be thankful for.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I like Susan that she's, developing into her own person, and that she's very independent, and, she's very strong person. And Patty's always supported me in everything, that's why.
That's awesome. That's good. Okay. What about you, Patty?
I say Nora is a very caring person that diffuses situations, and Susan is very intelligent and creative.
Okay. That's awesome. All right, so we've covered a lot. Maybe now we can set up some goals that you would all like to see accomplished by coming here. Start with you, Susan. What would you like to see happen with you and your parents?
I guess, just trying to get this confusion out of my head.
Okay.
Between me and my parents.
So I hear you're really confused and you just want to figure things out. Okay. What about you, Laura?
I want Susan to show more respect towards us. She's become very, talking back a lot lately and yelling. I want her to be more respectful and mindful of our feelings.
Okay. So if she came to you and was calm and respectful about her confusion and her problems, then you'd be receptive to that?
Yeah, just talk with me and instead of yelling at me, and we can work through things together.
Okay. What about you, Patty?
I agree with Nora about the whole thing is the respecting is huge, and all the name calling and the attitude, and it's like this right here, this is like, she's putting on a nice show for you, but you don't know what it's like when she's at home.
It's got to be tough, and to feel like your child's out of control. But what would you like to see happen here?
I like to see her just be like this all the time.
It's gonna happen.
Okay, so between now and the next session, I'd like to give you, all of you, a little bit of homework. I want you to try and do something as a family. Nothing church related, nothing that really, just spend time with each other doing something that, maybe do it 3 different times, and each time one of you picks, a different person picks. So like first time Susan picks what you do together, and then the next time Nora picks, and the next time Patty picks, and that way you can just spend time bonding as a family. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I think that would be doable.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good session, and I'll see you next time.
Well, you guys went over 13 minutes, so
I'm a good talker.
that was pretty good. I think that once you guys sat down to do it, it came. It just came about.
How do you think I did, Marlene?
Loved it.
You did good, because there was a couple times when you gave a response that I wouldn't have thought was going to come, and that made it kept it fresh instead of something that you just did it. And then I like some of the things that you said too. And her temperament, just totally different. It's like you could see the dynamics between that relationship right there, the power dynamics right there.
Definitely felt like they were aligned against.
But at the same time,
But
she
make
was
sure to get
protective
voice.
against Susan too.
Yeah.
At the same time, but you could see the lines.
Mhm.
That's what I saw.
So Nora's more like the power person that was more in control than Patty.
Even though that's
Alright,
supposed to
I
be
agree.
the more controlling one, she's the more grounded power player in the game.
Thinks they're the decision maker is the decision.
So yeah,
They
that's
did a
what
good
that's
job
what
not
I
being
saw.
biased.
You know, and you did good. You had some good, very good questions, and like when one of them started, you know, when like they were saying things, you said, you know, it must be hard for you, and it must be hard for you on this side. So you never
You never
made it
figured.
just it wasn't like making it seem like one person was going through so much crap, but they both of all sets
And
were
it
going through
validated both sides.
validated and each person, so that was a good thing.
Good.
Yep.
Good job, team.
Yep. Kitty, any impressions that you got? Are you here? Okay, I'm just making sure.
Good. Once you guys like started, it was like
Yeah, and then it
flowed,
flowed.
and it was really good.
And see, doing it like seeing them do it once, it makes it less intimidating for when we have to actually do it, I think.
Yeah.
So even watching it, I think that
Yeah.
because it just seems like I think that we are kind of overthinking a lot of it too, which is normal because it's Sam or whoever. But I think that once we do it, it'll be easier than we've been thinking it might be.
It goes back to like what Pat was saying about when you go to meet a client, don't read the case file until after you met them to help, so you're not biased
You
by all
don't create
that.
biases
Right.
and judgment, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you did good on giving all of us a voice.
Yeah.
Like you let him speak, you know, you had all the different,
Yeah. And when we argued, yeah, you intervened, and yeah, you didn't take sides. Right?